Hey up folks, we're back, hope you're all well. Today we've got a little tutorial video here for you. So I'm going to be talking you through how I fished a Texas rig on this swim. So let me just break this swim down for you. What you can see is a river in front and it's flowing from right to left. For the first 6 feet from where I'm stood out into the river, it's about 2 foot in depth, and then towards the edge of those overhanging trees to the left, it drops off to about 3 foot in depth. Now, in my opinion, the best place to catch these perch would have been under the overhanging tree on the left, just by the drop off, where it drops from 2 foot to about 3 foot, and that is roughly here. So for those of you that are not quite sure what a Texas rig is, let me just break this down for you. Here is my current rig setup. Basically, you've got a lure which is set on a offset or EWG hook. Above that is a free running weight that runs up and down the leader, and it gives the lure a really natural presentation. And in a nutshell, once you've cast out, the weight pulls the lure down to the bottom of the riverbed, and then the weight will sit there while the lure will actually start to raise sort of back up off the riverbed and float around in the current as such. So what I wanted to do, basically, I needed to put the lure in that spot under the left-hand side trees in the most natural way possible, and by doing that it gives me the best chance of catching a perch. So I cast out to the far bank, right into the main flow, and essentially let the flow of the river push the bait downstream towards where I wanted to be. So at the moment the bait is now moving from right to left, and you'll feel it bouncing along the bottom, hitting a load of rocks and bits on the bed. You can mistake them for bites, but basically you'll know the difference between a bite and a snag, shall we say. And you'll see me doing a crank every now and then, and that's just to pull the lure towards the trees in the direction I want it to go and where I want the lure to end up. Now the key is not to rush this. You want the lure to look as natural as possible, so it can take some patience, as you may not think the lure is doing anything, but it is. So at this point now I'm starting to work the lure back out of the flow in this direction towards the slack and the drop off. And by doing this process, basically I'm not dropping the lure straight on top of the perch's head and spooking them. So now I'm in the target area, I will gently work the lure, a couple of cranks here and there, just lifting it off the bottom, letting it sink back down. And at this point I started feeling little nibbles and little bites. So I work the lure through the slack, back towards myself, a couple of cranks here and there, and I'm just waiting to feel that bite. And then, here we go.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Oh yes. That was a cracking hit.
Now a lot of people will tend to go quite small with the lures when targeting perch, just to increase your chances of a bite. But in this case, as you can see, that lure, the craft crawler, is in essence 4.5 inches long, maybe 5 inches long, and it did not deter this perch, which was probably about 25 centimeters, in going for that lure. They are hungry animals and they will get a 4-inch lure down their mouth, so don't be scared to use something quite long, a long worm type lure, as they will take it. And whilst you might not get so many smaller perch, you do increase your chances of getting a larger perch on the slightly larger lures. So yeah. So at this point, I know the techniques worked and I know there's potentially fish in that location, so I just repeat the process. Once again, I cast out into the flow and I let the lure float downstream before retrieving it back towards the slack under the trees on the left. And once in the slack, I just slowly work it, trying to present the bait naturally, a couple of cranks off the bottom, and just waiting for that bite. So let's see if we manage to get any more perch.
Oh yeah, yep. On the drop. Well, that was good than that. Glad you've engulfed it, mate. Look at that. That's two. That was on a bit of a... two. Absolutely. You think it's a long bait that, but it isn't, because they frigging wallop it. Oh, oh my god. This is a big one. This is a big one. Oh no, it's not. Sound like a fucking massive one. He's a bigger one. Last fish of the day. Last three.
And there we have it, 3 lovely perch on the Texas rig with a Savage Gear craft crawler. Now I've found the Texas rig to be really effective in situations like this. One of the main benefits being that it's pretty snag proof, as opposed to maybe trying to drag a Ned rig into that area of slack, as you'll probably just get it caught on a snag and then lose your lure and your weight. So yeah. And the Texas rig also allows for a really natural presentation, which I think is what paid off in this situation. So guys, I hope you enjoy this video and I hope you pick something up from it. Give it a try, it may or it may not work for you, but I just wanted to share this and how it worked for me on this occasion. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.